Alright guys, so this is assessment 1, and the problem is there's a crane that is pulling on a concrete slab that weighs 2200 newtons, and it's pulling up at an angle of 20 degrees to the left. The concrete slab is there's a gravity pull on the concrete slab at 1500 newtons and air resistance going to the right at 900 newtons. So here, this is just a little sample picture that I drew. I got a little carried away with it. And here is where I drew the free body diagram. Force of the crane up to the left at 2200 newtons. The force of gravity on the object is 1500 newtons. And the air resistance at 900 newtons to the right. So what I've done here is I've written down my known values. And what they are looking for is the magnitude of the total forces on the concrete in the direction. So I've totaled all the forces together, and then I've figured I need to find my x and my y components. So I've taken my 2200 newtons and I've multiplied it by the cosine of 110. You're probably asking why I use 110. Being that the angle is pulling up to the left, the angle is actually in quadrant 2, so I've added the reference angle, which is 90 degrees, to the 20 degrees, which gives me 110. And then I added 0 because there's no gravity on the object, because gravity is pulling down in the y direction. And then I've added the 900 newtons to the right. That can be added to the x components because it's going to the right, and that's on the x axis. So that gives me a total force of 147.5 newtons. And I did the same thing for the y value. 2200 newtons times the sine of 110, this time, plus negative 1500 newtons. Negative 1500 newtons because the force of gravity pulling on the object is going downward, the y-axis, meaning that it's negative. And that gives me a total of 567.3 newtons. From there, what you can do is you can take it and you can plug it into the Pythagorean theorem. So you take the square root of 147.5 newtons squared plus 567.3 newtons squared, and you would get 586.16 newtons as the magnitude. Here, you would take, to find the direction, you would take the tangent of the two totals, being that x is 147.5 and y is 567.3. X corresponds to the x sine, and y corresponds to cosine. So you would just take the tangent inverse of 147.5 over 567.3, and you would get 14.6 degrees. And that is our direction.